Hello, I'm going to show you how to do a double extraction turkey tail tincture, okay? This sounds complicated, but it's not. It's pretty easy, actually. So I've had a turkey tail tincture going for 6 weeks. Okay, so what this was I half filled this 1 liter mason jar with turkey tail, broken up turkey tail. I'll show you what turkey tail looks like. Here's some turkey tail here. I'm a turkey tail. So I look like a turkey tail. That's what turkey tail looks like. It's like brown and black. It's a little bit fuzzy. On the back, it's white. This isn't a very good camera, so if you really want to look for a better identification, do some research and pull up turkey tail and make sure you know what you have. I find this in the forest, turkey tail. This actually was gifted to me by Jessica, the mushroom guru. Doo, 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 doo. Gifts of turkey tail. So, it was half turkey tail, and the rest I filled it up to the top, right up to there. It was with 100 proof alcohol. I let it sit for 6 weeks. So now I'm going to strain it and see how much solution I actually had in there, okay? I'm going to measure it. Just like this. See how easy that was? Easy peasy. Oh my goodness. We have 4 cups. 4 cups. No, we have 3.5 cups. Okay? So I'm going to take this turkey tail that was in here. I'm going to set this aside, my tincture. I'm going to push it back here. I'm going to put the turkey tail that was in this mason jar, right here, into a pot on the stove. Because this is my first extraction. So I've extracted this by letting it sit in the alcohol for 6 weeks. So there's my first part of my extraction. Now I'm going to do a water extraction with the turkey tail. And this is one that you have to do if you're trying to get rid of cancer. It needs the water-soluble extraction along with the first extraction, the alcohol extraction. So we measured, we have 3.5 cups of the alcohol tincture, the first extraction. So now we're going to add 3.5 cups of water to this pot. And use my spring water that I get at the springs down the street. There's 2 cups, and we want to go 3.5. Let's see here. So I want to go 1.5 cups. Because we're going 3.5. So there's 3.5 cups of water in there, and I'm going to turn it on because I'm going to let this come to a nice simmer. So before it starts to simmer, I'm going to take like a skewer or a popsicle stick. So I've got 3.5 cups of alcohol, the first extraction, 3.5 cups of water with the turkey tail. I'm going to take a popsicle stick or something. This is wood. I'm going to set it in here and see how deep it is. Okay? And I'm seeing right now that how deep it is right to the top of this. So I'm going to mark that. Actually, I don't even have to mark it because then I'm going to get ink on here. I can see from my skewer, I'm measuring, and it's just perfectly right here, right where that ends. But if it was more, you could just mark it with a marker or something. But I don't need to because I know it's there. So that's my 3.5 marks. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add 3.5 more cups to this. But I've already got it marked because I know what 3.5 is. And I'm going to cook off this 3.5 that I'm adding right now. I'm going to cook that off. And when it goes down to my, because it'll be actually 7 cups altogether, but it goes down to my 3.5. So there's 2. Then I'll be ready to add it to the other. All right, so I added another 3.5. It sounds complicated, guys, but it's not. Okay, so we've got 3.5 cups. We had 3.5 cups of water, and then we marked it with the skewer. It happened to be just right there, perfectly at the top, which worked out really good. Then I added 3.5 more cups of water. I'm turning it up to high. So what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to let the video go that whole time because it's going to take a while, I'm going to cook this down to the 3.5 mark cook. Okay? Right there. It was right there to the top of this. So I'm going to cook it down, and I'm going to keep checking. And when I get to that mark, I know that I'm down at my 3.5. And what I'm going to do is just put the cover on it and push it to the back of the stove and let it sit like that all night long in there. Just sitting, actually steeping, because I had a cover on it. And then the next day, I'm just going to pull this because I'm heating it. The next day, I'm going to take my 3.5 cups of my tincture, the first extraction part, and then I'm going to take my 3.5 cups that I cooked down, let sit for the night, resting, and I'm going to add those two together into a big bottle and say, hallelujah, I have a beautiful tincture. So all together, it'll be 7 cups. The tincture will equal out to 7 cups of turkey tail. So that's the best way to do your turkey tail extraction. And also that's the same for chaga. When I do my chaga extraction, I'm doing a chaga right now. Maybe I'll do a video on that too because it's ready. It's been tincturing, it's ready to pour. So maybe I'll do a video on that. Yeah, so you'll add them together and you'll have a beautiful tincture, and that's all there is to it. Chaga is the same, lion's mane. Most mushrooms, you do a double extraction because you need this part that you're pulling out, because what has happened, this turkey tail has been in the alcohol for 6 weeks, so it really loosened things up. And the medicinal value is now into the alcohol. It's been infused into the alcohol. But now this has become more denser and opened up more, and it's more of a maceration. So you're able to cook it like a tea. It's an actual tea. This would be a decoction. It's called a decoction. It's a tea. It's a fancy word. So it's a double tincture decoction. So this has become softer because it was in the alcohol. So now when I'm doing a water extraction with it, it's really pulling out all the value that was still left in it. And then you want to add those two together, and bam, you got a beautiful tincture. Turkey tail.